become a familiar sight now for Jordan Spieth, but we're starting to see the results from him for the last month or so. For more, let's bring in Ryan Rohde on what exactly Jordan's trying to simulate. It's like an exaggerated Mike Weir move that we used to see.
Well, it is, and in those terms, when you're a player, you sometimes have to exaggerate what you want to happen. Now, you don't want to get too far, but it's obvious that he's worried about or working from keeping the club getting stuck behind him and getting the club, getting his hands out where they pass in front of his chest at impact instead of trying to play catch up. So it looks to me like it's working. He's hitting the ball solid and maybe straighter than he's hit it in a while off the tee. So that's positive results.
Spieth's ball striking numbers, top 30 in strokes gained off the tee, top 20 in strokes gained approach.
Well, if he's top 30 in strokes gained off the tee, you know, when he was at his prime, he was the best iron player. I mean, at his prime, he's still in his prime, but if he gets back to that, it'll be good stuff.
Tiger just laying up down the left side, big bounce. And he should be okay. That tree, those branches might just stretch out, make him hit a shot.
The other tree on the left side, Ned, really kind of hangs over. So it's a much tighter layup than it appears to be.
Right. I got to start it over that tree. That's water. Yeah. Last guy's putting. Next up is Spieth.
Next up is Jordan. Well, it looks like they're virtually the same. Rory's 2 yards back, so he's going to go ahead and play, and roughly 190-ish yards to cover the front edge. Wind behind and out of the left, and on an absolute launching pad here, Scott. He's got a beautiful lie.
Yeah.
You know, the drive didn't take much of a big bounce at all, but it's ended up in a position where he can hit any shot that he wants.
Yeah,
and certainly bring it in high.
Right, you get on that right side, and those little. He's right at almost at the very crest of that first big hill, and it is like a launching pad right there. So this is like hitting a range ball right here off a perfect lie and just let her rip. But so what has he got? 257 to the hole, Ned?
I agree. That's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
Launch it over.
Yep. Yep, down off your left.
What's the hole?
253.
Just a little further. Now that I can throw 4 here.
Yeah.
Me, Roy.
13, good to go. Yep.
Virtually the same yardage. This club carries 250 in the air. A little bit of breeze behind him and off the left, so this should carry virtually all the way to the center of the green if he catches it.
Spieth trying to get home in 2.
In the bunker.
Just came a little bit out of the heel of the club. You could hear the contact, and it was spinning early. And McIlroy right to the plate here.
Rory wasted no time.
Yeah, he'll hoist this straight up in the air, use the wind. This one heading right also.
Taking advantage of those enormous drives in the fairway.
This is the fast start we've been hoping to see from Rory McIlroy. And all 3 of these guys in our feature group #1 under par through 4 holes.
Well, that's the reason they're in feature group #1, right? These guys can play.
George Savarickas with Scott Verplank and Ned Michaels. So from the long par 5 13th. We're going to make our way to the next par 3 here on property. And this is an absolute beast of a par 3. Nice aerial here as you see it at the perimeter of Southern Hills Country Club. One birdie coming from the co-leader, like I mentioned, Max Homa.
Well, a 2 on this hole is picking up almost a full shot on the field. Maybe he is picking up a full shot. This is a.
Guess you're pretty content with a 3 on this hole.
Yeah, that's a great hole to make a 3 on. I mean, he's 221 yards today, and the pin's up front a little bit. So, you know, 4 or 5 iron for these guys, but they gotta have to mess with the wind blowing it towards the out of bounds. So, it's a formidable hole.
Little snack for Tiger Woods. You see Rory and Jordan chatting it up. Now, is it going to be just a lot of Rory and Jordan making small talk while Tiger has his normal Tiger stare going, or all 3 of these guys been commiserating with some of these breaks?
You know, Tiger will wade in every now and again, but it's quick and it's effective, and then he kind of gets back into his own bubble.
Just went into Jordan Spieth's bag. Tiger checking out Jordan's sticks.
Well, Tiger is a tremendous student of the game, and I know he tinkers with clubs and loves to see what someone's doing. And I know he works on little things that most people wouldn't work on in chip shots and wedge shots, because he's trying to find a better way to do it, even at this point.
How different a version of Tiger Woods is it for Rory and Jordan to play with compared to the guy you played with 15 years ago?
Oh, I think it's a much different version. You know, he's like, I mean, he's always been great to play with, but he's more affable now. He's more open. You know, now he's an elder statesman, talking with the younger guys. He's doing what he should be doing. And he's, like I said, he's always been great to play with. So this is a treat for all 3 of them.
What was he like? I mean, you played on what, 4 different teams with Tiger?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he's great. You know, I mean, like I said, he's good to play with, because he acts the right way and he knows how to get his way around the golf course with, you know, in a respectful manner. But no, he's a great teammate. Loves to play ping pong. You know, likes funny jokes and pranks and stuff, just like, you know, everybody on those teams. So he fit in very well as a teammate, but he was Tiger Woods, so there was always more demand of him and his time than everybody else. So it's just, that's the world he lives in.
Do you think it was hard for Tiger 15, 20 years ago to go from this alpha competitor who was just dominating as a long-time world #1 to then in the team dynamic to let his guard down, which you get to see much more frequently now with the younger generation?
Yes, I mean that he's built to win major championships and do it in his way and be in his world. And yeah, it's a different deal, and I fully understand it. It's hard to let somebody else in your kitchen when your kitchen's awesome. You know, and it has nothing to do with personality or desires. It's just, this is the world I live in, and it's hard to bring somebody else into it. Obviously, he's changed now. He's, like I said, he's a lot more outgoing and friendly with the guys, and the guys all look up to him and respect him.
All right, so the 2022 Masters last month, Tiger's first official event since the November 2020 Masters. Tiger, like we mentioned, won the '07 PGA at Southern Hills, was in with a second round 63. Absolutely electric performance that Friday. Four-time PGA champion, 99, 2000, 2006, and 2007. The amazing thing with Tiger Woods, I mean, he's won the career Grand Slam a few times over. But if you remember from 97 to 2000, his first four majors, he wins the 97 Masters by 12, then the 99 PGA at Medina clips Sergio Garcia by 1, the 2000 U.S. Open by 15, and then the Open later that summer in 2000 by 8. So 3 of his first 4 major victories were by 8, 12, and 15 to capture the career Grand Slam at the age of, what, 25, 24?
Yeah, and I think that was probably, I mean, it's just my opinion, but my opinion is that's probably the best golf that's ever been played. You know, is the greatest of all time? I don't know. I mean, Jack Nicklaus has won more, but I'd say they're co-favorites and but I think he's played better than anybody's ever played before. So that's pretty high bar. And yeah, and that, unfortunately, I was on the wrong end of all those rear end whippings. But it was pretty cool to see a guy could lap the field like that. It was pretty amazing.
What stood out to you the most of the 07 PGA Championship from what Tiger did after opening with an over par round on Thursday, that final 54 holes?
Oh, he just total command of his game. I mean, just fairways, greens, making putts.
Which is what we've seen out of Rory McIlroy early in this first round.
Headed out to the right.
Below the hole. Just down to the French.
A little bit unfortunate, but that's always the risk, isn't it? Into the breeze with a back slope.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that was a quality shot right there. That's very impressive to me. He's obviously been working hard on keeping those wedges down.
Is that the back edge, or is that where it's still pitching?
I'd say like 95 actual.
Now, there's not much green for Jordan to look at here from the left side. 88 covers the bunker.
Pin 16 on, 5 off the left. Tucked on that left-hand side.
Trying to hold it off.
Such a good shot. Man, it's such a nice shot. I just need a breath more wind. He's right next to it.
Yeah, he's in a difficult place right now mentally. I mean, not difficult, but he's fighting it, and he's, you know, when you hit a good shot and it doesn't work out, and he doesn't, you know, he's made a couple bogeys in a row. He's
starting to get a little frustrated.
Yeah, he needs to get, you know, he and Michael need to kind of get relaxed again and just get to playing, which he will.
You get in that mode of, okay, where do I want to miss it? Instead of thinking about where do I want to hit it. And you said how narrow this green is, Scott, and he could not afford to be short in the bunker. So then you start saying, okay, I'm going to miss it a little deep, and you just get off track with what you want to do mentally.
Well, and I think the wind, not direction, but velocity picking up now is, you know, they got to adjust to a new reality.
Ned, how different are conditions now to what we were seeing, say, an hour and a half ago?
Yeah, well, now we're in Oklahoma. This morning we were more maybe like North Tennessee or something. It was cool, it wasn't windy, but right now the sun is out and the wind is pumping.
Yeah, I think this is what was expected, and this is what we're going to have for a couple days.
Tiger was saying the forecast is going to be different every day in this wind. It's supposed to be all different directions. We're going to see a different golf course almost every day. You agree with that?
Yeah, I think tomorrow is still going to be, it's going to be mainly a south wind, maybe a little more southwest. so it won't be dramatically different. But then once this little front range event comes through Friday night, then the wind's going to blow 10 to 20 out of the north, which will be completely opposite. And then Sunday, the forecast is for kind of light east northeast winds, which will be a beautiful day. So it will play different every day. No doubt about it.
Well, such a tough putt to make. I mean, you just, Scott trying to lag this one close. It's fast, it's down breeze, and it's cut right on a knoll. So at the hole, it'll bounce off to the right.
Yeah,
this is all about your speed.
He's uphill, then downhill, and then side hill. And now the wind's becoming a factor.
Spieth for birdie.
Not bad. That's another one of those putts that looks pretty awkward with that hole location is just in a spot that just, it doesn't look like there's a flat part around the hole.
That's because there isn't. The only flat spot is the hole.
Well, that may very well be the case.
That better spot to make it from, where Tiger is or where Rory is?
All day long where Tiger is. He's right up the slope. He knows what it's going to do, whereas Rory's ball might scrub some speed coming out through the fringe. And he's got way more break to deal with.
Just one birdie so far on the 17th.
You know, we've got all these cross sections of a course, and the Marshall here on 17 is doing his job. He's clearing people behind the 17th green, but he forgot that the 18th tee comes right over the corner of the green, so the guys on 18 are having to wait for the Marshall to move himself.
That's a new one.
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything. There's a lot of congestion.
Tiger stepping into his birdie putt.
I think it just came out a little bit not slower out of that little fringe area he was on, because I think he had it read perfectly. He just kind of lost the speed at the beginning.
Woods taps it in. 1 under down through 8.
Yeah, this little hole, it's a hard to hold a birdie. You think you should birdie it every day, but obviously so far today it hadn't been very successful.
I mean, so far today, scoring average of 4.33 on the 17th.
Yeah, the hole before was 532, and this one's 370, and it's probably similar.
And the 17th is playing more difficult than the 16th.
Yeah. That was a great try right there. I really thought that was going to catch a piece.
Rory remains in the lead at 4 under par.
Yeah, he looks great, doesn't he? Just gets right up there and gets after it.
Looks like 2014 Rory McIlroy.
It does. I know he's been doing a lot of work, and apparently he's done a lot of work in his head and got his routine and his attitude going the right direction.
Two-putt par for Jordan Spieth. The bogey streak ends at 2. I mean, this would have been the ultimate heat check if Rory had gotten this birdie putt to fall.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That was shooting a long 3 right there. That was a heat check. But what a great effort.
Who says golfers aren't athletes?
Yeah, showing off his athletic prowess.
McIlroy in first at 4 under. Tiger tied for 12th. Jordan 1 over. Spieth, the only one in our feature group, currently over par and a tie for 38th.
So, yeah, this hole is just, I mean, the fairway kicks into the water. If it doesn't go in the water, you're kind of behind the trees. You just got to stripe one up the left side and take your medicine.
1 birdie so far today, 4 bogeys, 1 other. Take your 4 and go on your merry way to the first.
Yeah, this is kind of a par 4.5.
Where does this rank among toughest closing holes in major championship golf?
Well, it is definitely right up there because it is a, I mean, it requires 2 solid shots and 2 good putts to make a par. I mean, the green is, I mean, it's really difficult to get on the green, but then the green's impossible too. It's got so much slope that it's a difficult green to read. I think we remember the 94 U.S. Open. The 3 guys that had a chance to win, all 3 putted the last hole. I mean, when was that? You know,
01.
Or 01. Oh, yeah, okay. 01, sorry. The
Steve
01.
Goose and Stuart Sank.
Right. Yeah, they all 3 putted the last hole. When have you ever seen that happen?
Yeah.
It's just it's a very slopey green. Very tough pin positions. So, and now you throw the wind in. I'm a little bit surprised that they're playing the back tee today, knowing that the wind was going to blow 20. I kind of thought they might play the hole at 460.
They haven't given them much of a break, have they?
No, but I mean, they know what they're doing. Obviously, they got a great tournament on their hands, but this is a real test right here.
They couldn't have stretched out this back 9 a whole lot farther, just in general.
Well, part of this historic renovation, that's the new back tee that Gil Hansen, Jim Wagner built, and they replaced a gradual slope in the fairway landing area with a flatter plateau, but that creek that we're going to see has now been extended and really dissects the landing area.
Yeah, the creek changes the hole. The creek used to stop at about 300 yards in the middle of the fairway, and you could, if you really didn't get to the creek, but if you hit it to the right, you were just in the trees. Now if you hit it to the right, or it kicks right, you're in the creek. So that just, and then if you do hit it in the creek, you have to drop out, you're stymied. So you really have to favor the left side, which makes the hole much longer. So it's quite a finishing hole, there's no question.
How do you stay sharp when you have a round like today that's going to probably take 5+ hours?
Well, I think these guys, Rory is obviously very sharp, so he's going to try to keep doing the same thing. His challenge is going to be in between the shots, like you said. I used to just have a song I would sing all day to myself. I mean, I sing terrible, so I'd never let anybody else hear it, but you just have to have your mind on something else.
Tom Watson was quoted as saying with the historic renovation, I didn't realize how much the water now comes into play compared to what it used to be like here.
You're right. The creeks are much. It seems like there's a creek on every hole now, which makes it, a lot more prominent. Like you said, the fairways slope towards the creek. The fairways are running out more into the hazard areas. So it has changed. It's changed, and I think it's a pretty solid restoration of what it used to be like.
So Rory said, I think strategy off the tee and into the greens is pretty simple. Then it gets a little more nuanced whenever you get on and around the greens.
Well, that's every golf course, fairways and greens. And Rory is doing that perfect. He's got the greens figured out. But yeah, this is a ball striker's paradise right here.
Rory was excited to tee it up at Southern Hills. He said it gives you options off the tee. You're going to see a lot of different strategies, guys hitting driver where others aren't. We've seen that already on this 9 with Rory taking driver off a lot of tees, and Tiger Woods has already hit 3 stingers.
Yeah,
Roy went on to say it's going to be a wonderful test.
There's options. There's no doubt about it. You can play the course a lot of ways, and I think if the wind blows, then there's not the way Tiger is playing it is not necessarily the wrong way. So they will all hit driver on the 18th here, though, George. He's back in, ready to hit.
McIlroy at 4 under, leading by 1.
I think he was basically trying to hold it against the wind a little there. It's blowing kind of in from the right.
He flew that a good 10 yards farther than he was in the practice round into this breeze. The adrenaline is pumping for Rory.
Tiger Woods up next.
Oh, that's exactly what you wanted. It's a great swing.
Yeah, it was a nice, another good-looking swing.
That one caught the downslope, gentlemen, and kicked all the way, Scott, almost into the creek by the crosswalk. Position A, big time for Tiger.
Well, that's one thing that you hope happens.
Here's Jordan.
Lower trajectory, headed down the left side, needs a kick to the right. Oh, and it didn't. It went dead straight, and if anything left, and that will settle down just a foot into the rough. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, it's tough to make hay out of the hay, especially on this hole. He's going to have to hit some sort of like massive jumper to try to roll it up the hill.
Once we get up to the 3 tee shots here and you really get the sight line of what these guys face with the elevation change on this second shot, gives you an appreciation for just how significant an uphill approach it is to the 18th. The day so far with our featured group #1 here on ESPN Plus, right out of the gates. What were we going to see out of Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
How was this answer?
It was right on. 3 feet. That's a great way to start. Kind of get into the round.
Woods burning his first hole of the day. Par 3, 14th.
Yeah, wonderful tee shot. Really, I mean, as good a shot as you can hit on that hole. You kind of landed on the front, roll it up pin high, center cut the putt.
Tiger's second birdie. He would give one back on the 15th. He's at 1 under.
George.
Good spot for McIlroy just through the 18th green.